Alright, so with the Fantastic Four and with the fan casting that has been going on forever, and it may finally be over because we finally have our Reed Richards, and it's been going on for a while now. So I'm gonna break down of who our new Reed Richards is, and even with this report that's coming straight from Deadline, and even for what we can expect within the next couple months, even with going into the filming and how we shall be very excited as well. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Let's focus on future visits. So let's just jump right into it. And now, as I mentioned, this is bringing straight from Deadline, and that they have said of who our Reed Richards is going to be in Fantastic Four, and it's going to be played by Pedro Pascal. And now, even for I know what people that are thinking is that even with people that like, don't agree with this casting, or maybe it doesn't even fit right with the character, and even as we look at overall, but even for me, I kind of like this casting choice because even as we look at this man's history of film and TV, it's been in so many great projects, but now he has a great relationship with Disney. He's part of the Disney family, and that he is basically the Mandalorian, and after that he is basically everyone's new internet daddy. And he was also in The Last of Us, which I loved his performance in. I would love to see him play Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, and I think he embodies the character pretty well, and I would love to see it. Even though with the article that continues to say that with Pascal that he is still signed, but like everyone said that he is not signed on yet, but they are still trying to figure out scheduling because with Pascal he still has projects to film, like with Gladiator 2 and with The Last of Us Season 2 as well, and even with the Fantastic Four, it's going to be filming next year in London. And just even so, like I mean, I'm pumped for his upcoming projects, but with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, I mean, I would love to see this I've seen every performance from this man, even for how he embodied the character in like a video game adaptation TV show, and like even though in the Mandalorian with Star Wars, like I mean, I would love to see him in Marvel Studios project, and now that we have one down, we still have four more to go of who is going to be Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, the Thing, and even with Galactus. Even with my further thoughts on this news in general, I kind of like it. It's because even with this fan casting has been going on forever, who was going to be our Reed Richards, and it was either going to be Adam Driver, Penn Badgley, and even with John Krasinski, which was everyone's fan casting after we saw him as Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness. But just even so, like I mean, with Pedro Pascal, who is gonna be our Reed Richards, I think it's sort of like a good thing, and I would love to see him for what he does in this role. Like we used to see him in play out performances, and I would love to see him in that, and this just makes me so happy that we finally have our Reed Richards, and that like a major trade has confirmed. Even like who is going to be the rest of the Fantastic Four, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And even if we do get a casting announcement towards the end of the year, but this is just the beginning of it, and this long casting nightmare is officially over. And even for what we know about the Fantastic Four is that it's going to be set in the 60s, set in a completely different universe, and like where like the Fantastic Four are popular, and I just like that we're getting this concept of it. And even though like Fantastic Four has been the most talked about topic ever, and of who is going to be the Fantastic Four for the billionth time. But even with those casting reports, even with those fan casting that's been going on for these past couple years of who is going to be in it, and even ever since the Fantastic Four was even announced at Comic-Con and at Disney Investor Day, but just like I'm just really happy that we finally got the news. Even with people that are saying that he's not yet signed on, it's not confirmed. But even with like major trades and insiders have confirmed that he is going to be Reed Richards, and so it looks like we have our Reed Richards, and that it is Pedro Pascal. And even with those other candidates and that the fans were really hoping for, but like this is a person who's that is with Disney, has been in projects such as with Game of Thrones, and even with The Last of Us too, because I love his role in that show, even with The Mandalorian, and I love that show as well. But it looks like we have our Reed Richards. So my final thoughts are that I'm glad this casting is finally over, and now we finally have our Reed Richards for the Fantastic Four, and that it is Pedro Pascal. Like he's been in so many great projects that I love, and he has a great performance in almost every role that he is in, including for The Mandalorian, The Last of Us, and he is part of the Disney family, and that he has a good relationship with them. So I'm thinking like with him now going to be the smartest man alive, it just kind of makes sense, and I'm ready to see of who else is going to be in the Fantastic Four, and now that we got one of the four casting choices done, and now that, well, just have to wait and see for who else is going to be. And even with Vanessa Kirby, who is rumored to be Sue Storm, and who's going to be Johnny Storm, The Thing, and Galactus. But I guess I'll have to wait and see down the line. But I'm finally relieved that this is finally happening. We have our Reed Richards, and it is a Pedro Pascal as well. And so that is going to be the first video. But just let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree with this casting choice? Do you agree with Pedro Pascal as our Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four? And just let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn notifications about future videos. And also follow my socials, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.